survivor. I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend a day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.
Well, hi to hello. I'm a mess, and I wanted to tell you all exactly what's going on. Allow me a moment to catch my breath, open up my Pepsi Zero Sugar, and take me a chug. And now I just want to let you all know that I am a mess. And I'm going to show you video evidence of why everything. That's Stella with her chew toy. So if you hear the squeaky noise, that's just Stella. If you hear chewing, that would be Trixie. So Trixie's here eating, and Stella is here with her chew toys, all 8 of them. And she's having a lot of fun in there. And she's going from toy to toy to toy. Crazy how she can't hear a darn thing unless she's trying to mess up a video. Let me show you what I've been dealing with. You're not going to understand this, and neither do I. Okay, water is back on. Fingers are crossed. Oh, Lordy. How many people are as nervous as I am? I know you are. Let me show you that water's back on. Oh, no. No. That's not a good sign. I told you I don't believe in myself. See, I didn't told you I don't believe in myself. Wait a minute. How's that happening? The water flows backwards. The water's flowing backwards here. That's not possible. Could I just pause that for a moment? And if you're looking at that right there and you're shaking your head saying, what in the world type of plumbing is this? I don't know, because it's not my work. All of this was done when we bought the property. Who said so dumb? I'm trying. Anyway, let me just start from the beginning and tell you the whole story. If you don't mind, let me tell you the whole story. I'm going to minimize that and get that out of the way. And let me start off first by saying hi to hello. Thank you all for joining. We're blessed to have you. It's always funner and gooder with those that you love and care about. Doing anything is funner and gooder with those that you love and care about, because doing things alone is no darn fun. So what happened was well, you guys know that we've had a couple of days of below freezing weather, and everyone knows that our infrastructure here is not really set up. Well, we don't bury our pipes very deep, okay? We just don't bury our pipes because we don't have to. Before that whole global warming thing, we never had to worry about pipes freezing because it never froze here. We very seldom get below freezing. And if we ever do, we just kept a little drip going and everything was fine. What I've learned, though, over the course of the last few years is that now a slow drip is not enough, because even dripping water can still freeze. So what I've been doing lately is turning off the water at the main valve over there and just draining all the pipes. And that just seems to be a lot easier, because if you don't have water in your pipes, then they can't freeze. Duh. Problem is, last night I forgot, even someone says heating tape. Guys, there are thousands of feet of pipe. Okay, so this is not just one little space from here to there. No, there's thousands of feet of pipe that are not buried deep enough. Okay, so let's just not even go there. This is country, y'all. This is country. This is also Texas. Anywho, bottom line is, let me get to my story. I'm just going to ignore the comments for now. Let me get to my story. It got so cold, and I had forgotten to open the valves. Even though I turned off the main water, I forgot to open one of the valves, and that means there was water still in the pipe. And you all know that when water freezes, it'll expand, and pipes can sometimes burst. You don't know they're burst until everything defrosts, and then all of a sudden you have water everywhere. You all know this, right? So everything's fine. I wake up this morning, we have coffee, we have a good time. I go home, make a couple of videos. Everything's fine. I get back over here to the property, and I discover that there's water running everywhere. There's just water all over the place. And I'm not real sure why, because I did everything right until I realized that I forgot to open one of the valves. And then what was frozen this morning when I did my chores, I didn't know there was any water, broken pipe. And then when I come back this afternoon, there's water everywhere. So it's okay. I can handle my own when it comes to fixing things like that. But the problem is the break in the pipe was underneath the tool room. You know, where we have that tool room where Barnadette lives, where I feed and water Barnadette, her little house. That's our barn kitty. And there's a toilet inside there, and there's water that goes in there. There used to be, there's water line to a washer and a sink and all of the things. So problem is, I'm a big guy and I don't fit under that floor. So I couldn't get in there to fix it. So that's okay. My plan was to just cut the line and put a cap on it. Let me open this back up. And I want to show you, I know you can't see my mouse, but can you all see what I had to do? Now, ignore the running water. Just ignore the flowing water and look at the other side. That was the only thing I could find to fix and stop the water from flowing into the tool room. And I says, you know what? I'll just stick this on there. I'll glue it on. I will attach this little 4 water outlet thingamajiggy, turn them all off, and be able to fill up all of my barn water. Thank you, Amelia. Beautiful name. And she goes, that's pretty smart. Thank you. Even Leia says, well, that's looking great. And then Michelle says, well, it'll do. Yes, you would have thought so. And so in my mind, I'm thinking that'll do. It'll cut off the water. I can turn all the water off into the tool room, and I'll still be able to use all the water to fill up all the animals' water troughs, right? Except here's the problem. I'm going to replay this. Water is back on. Fingers are crossed. Oh, Lordy. How many people are as nervous as I am? I know you are. Let me show you that water's back on. Oh, no. No. That's not a good sign. I told you I don't believe in myself. See, I didn't told you I don't believe in myself. Wait a minute. How's that happening? The water flows backwards. Okay, so you see for yourself that the entire schematic of how I thought that the water flowed around here is backwards. I was completely wrong. I had no idea that the water went into the washroom, tool room first, and then went backwards out across all the pastures. I had no idea. I thought the water simply went right from the main hub where it comes out of the ground from its city water. And I thought from the main hub, it runs right to the barn. And then from the barn, it goes tool room, water trough, water trough, water trough. And I thought that my only leak was right there and underneath the tool room. And I'd have to find somebody who can come fix it, who's a lot smaller than I am. Come to find out, after I cut the water line and stuck that piece on there to at least plug it and put a stop to it, I come to find out that that didn't stop anything. The water actually flows backwards from how I thought it did. So, like Cheryl says, there's always a but. And I'll tell you what, it's a mess. I have a disaster out there, and I've had to troubleshoot and work backwards. And it's so hard. We never had a chance to meet the former owners of this property. I don't even know who they were. We did everything through an agent. They did not even come to the signing when we signed the papers. And so I have no idea of anything of a schematic of where all the water lines run around here. But I'll tell you what I have now. I have a disaster on my hands. I have, so I don't know what I'm going to do. So I will say this, as of right now, the horses who are over in the horse pasture and the cows who are in the back, they all have water. Their waters are fine. Even with the leak, I still went ahead and filled up water. I'm sitting there watching water just, but I had to ignore it and go ahead and filled up all of the water troughs. So the horses and the cows all have water. So nobody needs to worry about the animals not having water until I can get that fixed. And then once I got the waters filled up in all the water troughs, I went ahead and cut off the main valve. So now there's no water going across the ground. Everything is fine. I'm not going to call a plumber tonight. I'm going to just wait till tomorrow, and I have some ideas that I'm going to try out, and we'll see how it works. Trixie wants you all to see that she can also play with toys. Toys are not just for Stella around here, but even she can play with toys. And at some point, she'll bring one to me. More than likely, she's going to bring me her little octopus. That seems to be her favorite toy. She's about to lose that one. Trixie, how are you going to do that, sweetie? There we go. Okay. Trixie wants you all to know that she's very blessed for toys, and she could give a care. She didn't give a care in the world about all of the water pipe that are broken around here. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Not for you all to worry. Okay. Not for you all to worry. I do not want to see our water bill come next month. Rosemary, this is a wonderful question. Rosemary, I lost it. Rosemary is cute. Do you have enough water for your coffee in the morning? So here's the blessing in disguise. You know where I says the water comes up into the main hub? So when we first bought the property, there was only one hub where water comes straight out of the ground, and wherever it went, it went. And so when we got the RV, we had that water line split and a splitter where it tees off, and we have on-off valves on each of those. So I still have water coming to the RV, and the same water that comes to the RV also runs all the way up to the bullpen up front where all of our little gladiators are hanging out, all of our yearlings, along with their bull, Waylon. So the RV has water. So yes, I will still be able to have my coffee in the morning. The dogs are good. Everybody has water. Don't worry. Everybody has water. But what I will have to do is tomorrow spend a large, well, at least a portion of my day trying to figure out how to cap off water that runs into the tool room. The only thing that's in there that we actually use is the toilet, and I don't use it anyway. We have the RV where we have a bathroom here, but I have let people who've been working here use the toilet there in the tool room. For example, the guys that were here with the stables, they use the toilet. Whenever I have little Chris come over to do a job, he uses that toilet. Whenever Uriel's here to do a job, anybody really, we keep our RV locked and no one's invited to come inside the RV. So there is a toilet that works here well, there was until today. And now the only water line that I'm going to have to figure out and either cap off or repair goes into the tool room. So the last 2 hours of my afternoon, about an hour of that was before dark. Looky here. Did I not tell you she's going to bring me a toy to play with? Thank you, sweetie. I'd like to play. Here, sweetie. I'm probably going to lose a tooth that way one of these days. Sweetie, does she not know that I'm working? Does she not know that I'm working here? Sweetie, I'm working over here, sweetie. Oh my gosh. Don't say y'all don't play with your dogs the same way I play with mine, okay? And I'm not grossed out by that. If that grosses you out, then you and I are not meant to be. I promise. That's Trixie. That's Trixie. And I don't mind, y'all. I don't mind if she wants to play that way. I play with them that way, okay? So, hey, trust me. I ain't died yet. All the places this mouth been, and I ain't died yet, okay? I don't think that it's going to be Trixie's going to be my doings, okay? I think it's actually kind of cute that Trixie actually brings toys to me. What does that tell you? That she wants to play. She wants to include me in her game. And so she brings toys to me. I did not bring Christmas. When I left the house today, I says, who wants to go bye-bye? It's been cold. And I'm going to tell y'all something about Christmas. I love her, and she's sweet and all. But Christmas, if it's too cold, she'll prefer to stay inside and not get out and about. So Trixie came, Stella came, and I loaded them both up, and off we went. Lisa says, well, you've also been licked by cows. That is true. That is true. So, oh, this is funny. Linda, hold on. Linda, are you stirring the pot? Linda's stirring the pot. Linda is stirring the pot, y'all. Lester, you look pretty perky for someone who's laid in bed all day. What Linda is referring to, if you don't know, and I don't mind telling you, anyone who's on Facebook would have no idea about this because I posted the video to YouTube. But now it was a funny comment, and you know what? It is what it is. I don't care. I really don't. But I ended up making a pretty good video out of a negative comment. So I kind of turned the negative into a positive. And I don't normally do that. Normally I give in and I succumb to all the negatives. Y'all know me. I'm just a waste. I'm a lost cause. But Linda, that was funny. That dude probably posted that from his mama's basement. No, it was a comment that I saw a couple of days ago. It wasn't on today's video. It was from a couple of days ago. And you guys know that I read everything. And I forgot what I was talking about, but I was saying something. And in that video, the guy says, all I do is whine. I'm a guy who walks around whining all the time. And I forgot the exact quote. I put it on the video. I just copied it and pasted it right to the video. But he says that all I do is lay in bed and build videos all day. And I don't know why that just kind of like got to me, because I'm thinking to myself, how in the world can I lay in bed and make videos all day? Because you all know that I soak in the tub when I make my videos. Okay, so that's kind of weird to me that he would even say that. I'm kidding, but well, I mean, sort of. I'm kidding. But here's the thing: the videos that you make when you make farm-related videos are videos of what you do around the farm. A lot of people call that vlogging, V-L-O-G, vlog. It's like a video log of what you do. So, you know, you vlog. That's a real thing. It used to be called blog, and I think there's still a place for a blog. I don't know what that really means, but a vlog is a video log of what you do. And so I make videos every day, at least 2 every day. And I've been doing that for so many years. And for that guy to say all this guy does is walks around, or he lays in bed whining while he makes videos every day, I just don't know where that came from, y'all. And that's the whole thing, because my mind is so jacked up that I want to know where that came from. And so I have to sit there and I say, do I whine a lot? Am I just a whiny ass? Do I just walk around belly aching? Poor me, poor me. And I can't think of a video where I walk around belly aching. And so I just thought I would just kind of make that video and remind people that there's a lot of stuff that we do on a daily basis that might not be video worthy, because we don't want to bore you. Nobody wants you to be bored. We want you to be entertained. And there's only a certain number of people on the channel who would be entertained by somebody painting a fence or screwing on boards. Now, there's people who love how-to type videos. And so if I was teaching how to do this or how to do that, that would be wonderful. But our videos are mostly more about what the animals are up to type videos, not so much all of the farm upkeep and all the jobs that we have to do. In the bed under the sheets, says Marie. Marie, happy Friday. In the bed and under the sheets. I'll tell you what, you know, there were actually people who came to his defense. There were actually a lot of people who came to his defense, not just on his comment that he posted, where there was about 4 of the thumbs up, which means 4 people agree that Lester just whines and lays in bed all day. But even today, in the video that I made, and I said it multiple times, like, listen, Eric, I'm not mad at you, bud. You just don't know. You just have no idea. You don't know what you don't know. And so I wasn't mean. I wasn't a jerk. I guess the worst thing that I did was included his call sign or his name, Eric Red, or whatever the number was. But no one knows that guy. No one knows who's who. Only he knows who he is. And it doesn't matter. But there were people today who says that that he had a valid point, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. But whatever. Anywho, so no, as far as the property here tonight, guys, just so you all know, I am using StreamYard. That's why we have all 3 of the channels are on here. We have Facebook. I did include Facebook, Longhorn Lesters. How you doing, Facebook, Longhorn Lester people? I also included YouTube, Longhorn Lesters. And then lastly, I included I'm a Survivor Sanctuary on YouTube. Why are you drinking Pepsi? So everyone knows that for part of my New Year's resolution was to try to work out a little more often, you know, get more exercise in. I also wanted to stop drinking so many Dr. Peppers. And so what I've been drinking a lot of are the Propel, the water bottles. I like the flavored waters, and I still like I still want caffeine. I like soda, carbonated sodas, but I think, and this is my opinion, don't judge me, but I think that I like Pepsi Zero more than I do Dr. Pepper or Coke Zero. That's just my preference. So, oh, this is funny, says Anne. Anne says, please, you should do this video in bed. Wouldn't that be the funniest thing ever if I just take the entire computer to the bedroom with me? Oh my God, I'm afraid we'd be in so much trouble. Yes, thank you to our moderators for keeping the page friendly, keeping everybody on in their, in line. And so as far as tonight goes, if you came here looking for a roundup, I'm not actually going to take you out with me tonight, guys. On these nights like tonight, it's really, really cold, and the animals are already bedded down. And I hate to get out there, crank up the side-by-side, start driving around, trying to spotlight everybody. Number one, it's cold for me, and I'm just asking you politely, don't make me do that, because it's like cold. And then number two, the animals are already laid up. They're relaxed. They're comfortable. If I start driving around the pastures, a lot of them are going to assume that I'm coming by to give out muffins. And they're all going to start getting up, coming towards me. Several of them think that I may have green hay in the back, and they're going to come by to get a bite of green hay. And I just don't want to get everybody up. If you don't mind, just know that on a normal evening, I do go live, usually around 7 or 8 o'clock if I can. And it's the evening roundup where I'll jump on the side-by-side and drive about, do a head count, give some snacks. But tonight, if you don't mind, and last night was the same way, I just don't want to get everybody up and out of their beds. They're already laid down for the night. And even though I could bundle up, I got plenty to bundle up in. I just don't want to get the animals up. That's just kind of mean to me, especially just for a muffin or two. So we understand. Thank you, Jill, for understanding. I don't mind just chit-chatting for a while. Tomorrow is Saturday, and so I don't know exactly what the plans are. Lester, why did you buy a side-by-side without a windshield? Well, those windshields cost quite a bit more. And if you remember, oh, let me answer another question too. So I just don't have a windshield, and I don't care for a windshield. I know that the one that Ellie and Megan got, they did want a windshield on there. So theirs has a windshield. But to me, I don't mind the wind blowing in my face. I will answer a question, though, and I don't like answering questions the entire live. I just want to chit-chat for a little bit if I could. But I will say that I did consider getting doors on the side-by-side. Hi, sweetie. Hi, beautiful girl. Hi, love. You just come to say hi to Daddy? Such a good girl. Trixie is so jealous that I'm loving on. Look. Trixie is so darn jealous back there. Have y'all ever seen anyone so jealous in your life? Baby. She wants Stella to go play with her, not play with me. Oh, Trixie, please, baby. Let her love her daddy. All right, Stella, let daddy work, baby. Trixie is so very jealous. It's okay, Stella. Poor Stella's going blind, y'all. She can't hear a darn thing. She can't see anything. I love her so much. I already have to pick her up and move her everywhere she wants to go. Christmas did not come tonight. She stayed on the couch where she was nice and warm. Stella, stop. And then someone else asked, are you going to bring all of the horses to the new stables? No, the stables, we'll have 8 stalls. And so there will be a place for all of the horses and donkeys if they ever come. But no, our plans are to leave the horses at the other property where they're very happy, where they have their wonderful ponds. They do have their own barn and their own stalls and lots of shade trees. But there is a possibility that during the winter months, when we have some of these, extremely cold nights, we could load them up and bring them over and give them a stable, a stall to go into out of the wind. We'll always have plenty of grass here, God willing. So, and then I was saying that I did not get the doors on the side by side because I did not think I needed them. If you all remember, a couple of times on the side by side, Sadie would get on there with me, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed Sadie hopping on with me. And then we even talked for a while about if those when those doors come in, just getting one for the driver's side, not the passenger side, so Sadie can still get in and ride with me. And so I went ahead and just canceled that order long before Sadie went missing. So why take them back and forth as Candy? Candy, these are my girls. They're my dogs, and they go everywhere with me. Not everywhere, but most places. Are y'all going to be mean tonight about everything? Listen, we have a wonderful RV here that's beautiful. The dogs are very happy. They love coming and getting about and having a chance to run around with me. Stella, and Trixie likes to chase. Christmas and Stella will actually ride the side-by-side. And if I had doors on there, I think that would mess a lot of those kind of things up. So bottom line is we're not going to do the doors. I think that I'm fine. Trixie finally has found her favorite of all the toys, the one with the little octopus. And she really wants to show you all how much she enjoys playing with these things. That entire upstairs is kind of like its dog room. They have their blankets. They have all their toys. They have all that they need. They only come down the stairs to mess with me. Want me to throw it for you? Want me to throw it? No. So the only dogs that we do not take on field trips with us are Millie and Fiona. And Millie and Fiona are our livestock guardian dogs. They do a wonderful job taking care of all the babies over there. You can almost always find them out and about in the pastures, especially at night. Sometimes by day, they'll come in, lay around for a little bit, but not for long. They come in and just kind of see what's going on, and then out they go again. And then Millie, the one I sometimes call the old flea bag, she's so good that she'll even go over to Miss Pat's and take care of Miss Pat's chickens. So it's really neat how their DNA works and how they just really want to be animal protectors at all times. And there's something really powerful about that. But no, the RV over here is wonderful. It's it's wonderful. It's like home away from home. A lot of people joke and say it's like glamping. I think the word is camping. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. She's teasing me. She comes about halfway down, and when I reach towards her, she runs right back up. You want me to play with you or not? You got to come closer. I'm not getting out of my chair. One more step closer. I'm going to lunge for it. Ah! She says, Daddy, get off the computer and play with me. Jeff is coming down. Supposedly, he messaged to confirm that all is set. And I says, on our end, we're good to go. I says, the main thing, Jeff, is I don't want you to get in trouble with your work. Do not get in trouble with your wife or your kids. I says, I can absolutely load this bull alone. And I don't think anyone here has any doubt that I can't get this bull loaded on my own. I know the loading chute. I know how it all works. And I can absolutely load this bull with no problem. We have an amazing setup over here. And then to drive him over to A&M, I think that Jamie's going to want to go with me on that day. I'm pretty sure she will. So, but if Jeff wants to come, then I can absolutely use his help. and I know that it may be a big day for him as well. I think that he's excited about taking Chuck to A&M. It'll be nice for him to see their amazing, just world-class facilities. And I know he would enjoy visiting with Chuck again also. I think it's been at least a month or so since they've been gone. And I do think that Jeff is going to be flying down, not driving. He'll be flying. Now, my biggest curiosity, and I've not had a chance to talk to Justin in quite a while, but is Justin biting at the bit, as they say, to come too? Because he's more than welcome to come as well. But I've not talked to Justin. I don't really know if he knows. I don't even know if Justin knows that Jeff is coming. I have no idea. I think that those guys are like best buddies. So, so if Jeff gets in trouble on my behalf, it will, well, I hate to think that Lester came between those two, but I think that's also kind of funny if Lester comes between those two. It's really, this is all on Chuck, y'all. If Chuck was not going in to have a procedure done, then I doubt that Jeff would be here either. So it's really, let's blame it on Chuck, okay? Jeff loves Chuck. I've known that early on. Justin is, this is the way I see it. And I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. I know that Justin and Jeff and Lauren and all of the crew, I know they love their animals, but I think that Justin sees animals as a means to pay the bills. And I think that Jeff sees the animals as just the way, I don't know. I think that Jeff and Justin see the animals a little bit differently. So whereas to Justin, it's the business, but to Jeff, it's love. It's out of his heart. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that most of you all have known people your whole life, maybe even your own partners, and maybe even you. And you all love your animals. We all love our dogs and our cats. But some people love them in a different kind of a way. And some love them. I don't know if this makes any sense to any of you all. Does this make any sense to anybody? Yeah, no, they're both wonderful guys, and I love Lauren too. Lauren was amazing. I'll tell you what, I wish that Lauren was coming because this RV could sure use some Lauren. I got it, baby. This is Trixie's favorite toy. It's her little octopus, and it's the one that she plays with the most. I don't really know why. I guess because of all the legs, but she brought it to me. Here, baby. Sweetie, Daddy wants to play, but I can't. I'm working, sweetie. Poor baby. They don't get it sometimes. No. So, no, and you don't mean that in any disrespectful way. And I hope that you guys don't take it as disrespectful. But I could see the sincere love that Jeff had for that bull in the videos that Justin would make. And I think that Justin knew that Jeff took all of that very personable. And I know that Justin went way out of his way to try to get that bull back and then to try to find all the things to do to make sure that that bull has a wonderful forever home. And you really admire somebody who loves their animals enough to go through all of that trouble, because that cost him a lot of money. It took him a lot of time. And there's still things going on legally with all of that mess that he found himself in with all of that. Not to mention the time it took to travel down and all of the things. So you admire all three of those folks, Justin, Jeff, and Lauren, for the time that they took out of their way to make sure that that bull has a beautiful life, a forever home here with us. We certainly admire that. And I've made sure to let Justin know that how much we appreciate that, because that's what we do, is we offer forever homes to rescued farm animals. Uncle Chucky. Oh, he goes by a lot of names. But no, I do know that Jeff has a sincere, like a different kind of love. And I know that Jeff wants to be a part of all of this. So I hope Jeff wears a tutu. I don't. He's not riding with me. If Jeff comes over here wearing a tutu, he's not riding with me. I'm not going to take him in my truck, not to A&M, where we're trying to build ourselves a reputation over there. Okay, here we go. The Chuckmeister, the Chuckaholic. Come on, what else do y'all have? Carrot Top, Chuckamania. Chuck goes by a lot of names. Yes, thank God it's Friday, somebody says. I agree. No, I'm not wearing a kilt, and he's not wearing a tutu. Guys, I don't know where all this is coming from. Chuckalicious, Chuck E. Cheese, Chucky Poo, Chuckman, Uncle Chuck, the Chuckinator. I've not seen that one yet. The Chuckinator. I've seen the Chuckster, Chocolate Chuck. What's up, Chuck? Chuckstar. Man, you guys have a lot of names for that guy. There's a lot of names for him. Chucky Poo. Yes, lots and lots of names for him. And that's really awesome. Not many bulls are that blessed to have so many people following along on his journey. I will say that he's doing great. He's starting to make friends. Everyone knows that his best friend. Hey, let's do a trivia question. This will be fun. Trivia question. Who seems to be Chuck's best friend out in the pasture? Not just a one-time thing, excuse me, but in general. Who seems to be his best friend? Okay, I found it. The very first person to say it was his sweet lady named Molly. Molly, you're absolutely right. Now, a lot of folks are saying it now. Yes, but Molly was the first. Molly, if I had a prize, I'd send it to you. If I had something of value, I would send it to you because you won that one. Yeah, so Prince Willie Joe. But Molly, let's see if you can answer my next question. And yes, a lot of people are getting Prince Willie Joe. Here's my next question. Let's see what your Longhorn Lester IQ is. I have a theory, Miss Molly and everybody else. Why do I think that that Chuck and Prince Willie Joe are friends? I think there's an ulterior motive. I think there is ulterior motives here. And Luann Donahue says Jolene. And now a lot of people are Jill. Oh my gosh. That is the funniest thing ever. No, but listen, a lot of people are saying it in different ways, and you're all so darn funny. I love that about my audience, about you all, my social media family, is that you guys are funny. The humor. Could you imagine the group of us in a room? There would be no one would want to host us, y'all. Nobody would want to host us because we would just be, they would want to kick us out. If anyone ever tried to host this group, they would run us along real fast. But no, we do believe that this might just be my imagination. It's probably just my imagination. But I have a feeling that Prince Willie Joe is being used. And that's sad because Prince Willie Joe doesn't realize it. He thinks that Chuck really likes him. But in reality, Chuck is trying to find a way to get in, try to work his way in to loving on the wrecking ball, Jolene. And so that's sad to me to think that poor Prince Willie Joe, who thought that he had him a buddy, a real friend, in reality, he was being used because someone wanted to get close to his mom. And so I made a connection to a hold on. Someone says Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging you, please don't take my friend. Says Prince Willie Joe. That's so funny. Yes, guys, we all know it happens. We all know it happens. Jolene is a MILF. Not real sure what that means. But yeah, we all know that it happens. a lot of times, well, I'll say this, that Ellie's mom, that's my son, my oldest son's mom, after we were well divorced for, sheesh, many, many years, she actually met her husband, her husband as of now, because he, in fact, was a coach for one of the YMCA teams. And so it does happen. Don't think it doesn't. Do not, and there's not a single mom out there or a married woman out there who has not taken their kids to soccer practice or basketball practice or football practice and had some of the coaches from the team try to like step up and say, so how you doing? You know, and all that kind of stuff. We all know it happens, okay? We all know it happens, okay? And that's what I feel like is happening to poor Prince Willie Joe. Yes. Lester Eugene Morrow Jr., are you sure you sure do know what that means? No, man, I love fishing is what I hear. Man, I love fishing. So, anyway, welcome. Look who's just getting here, y'all. Madeline Claire Powell says, what? I'm so late. What a cute profile picture. Yes, ma'am, you are. You're very late. We've been going for 46 minutes, and you're just showing up. You missed a whole lot, Madeline. You'll have to watch the replay when this is over. Funny story about replays. And I promise I'll start answering some questions, and I'll let you guys go. Last night, I went live, and I try to go live for our what we call our roll call, our roundup. And I was sitting outside on the patio here in front of the RV, and I have the tripod set up. I have the ring light going. I'm opening some gifts and some goodies, and someone sent me a letter that got me in the feels. I got a little bit emotional. I'm embarrassed about that, by the way, but I got a little bit emotional, and I was having a little bit of a moment. And if I didn't finally find a way to regain my composure, and then I opened the last gift that we had been sent. I think we had 6 gifts that I'd gotten this week. I'd opened the last one, and if that lady did not send me an equally emotional letter, and I'm like, here I am twice in a row, found myself in the fields, and I says, why are y'all being so nice to me? And at that exact moment, when I say, why are y'all being so nice to me? Like in a crybaby kind of a voice, because I'm such an ugly crier and my voice sounds horrible. And I didn't want to look at you. So I'm trying to hide my face and hide my everything. And all of a sudden I lost the battery on my phone. My battery goes completely out. My phone just, it shuts down. And I'm like, oh, thank you, God. And I'm like, I'm trying to compose myself and put myself back together. And, but get this though, I love to come back and watch the replays, but the replays, if you want to watch the replay and be able to read the comments as they happened, you have to let YouTube process the video first. And it normally takes about 15, 20 minutes. When the live is over, then YouTube will process everything, and then they'll open up the replay with the live chat. So the same time that you're all chatting, I can watch the replay and read every single one of these things, every one of them. And I love doing that. And so I come on inside the house. I picked up some of the trash that I had scattered around. I didn't want it to blow in the wind. And I come inside to sit down at the sofa over here. I put the recliner up, and I go to my phone, and the replay was not available yet. But this is worst. Instead, it said, now this is already 20 minutes late. It said there's still 818 people watching. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what? Like 20 minutes later, I'm gone. My phone is dead. I already then brought the phone in, put it on the charger for 20 minutes, cleaned up all of my mess. And I come back to get my phone and it says there's like 800 people still watching. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. So then I go to I have all, I have all my stuff turned off. So I go to my phone and turn on all of my notifications and stuff. And I see I'm getting text messages from some of the moderators. And they're like, hey, people are waiting for you to come back. And I'm like, it doesn't let you come back. If you get booted out, either from a bad signal or in this case, losing your battery, it doesn't let you come back in all the time. So most times you can't get back in. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I says, I think it was, who was it that I was messaging back and forth with? It was, I think it was Billy, Miss Billy. I says, Miss Billy, will you please tell everybody? Mary Ann says, 800 people were just hopeful. Mary Ann, I hope you were not one of them. But I felt so bad that I left you guys on such a cliffhanger. And no, I says, Miss Billy, would you please tell everybody that? Billy goes, yeah, it was me. I said, Miss Billy, will you please tell everybody that I'm not able to come back? It won't let me back in. And she said that she would do that. And so finally, I put my phone back on the charger. I do a few more jobs around here. I go to my TV over here and I go to watch. And finally, an hour later, it finally had processed everything. And of course, YouTube, when they go by the process, they don't include the part after it cut me off. Once I was cut off. So I don't know what you all were saying. I don't know what the chat was doing after it cut me off. I'm hoping you were having friendly and nice conversations with each other. I hope that there were some friendships formed. I have no idea, but I do know that that was quite embarrassing, and I had no chance to regain my composure and give it a formal thank you the way I would have liked to have. But that was so funny that you guys just kept going and kept going and kept going. Cheryl says, here he goes. Cheryl says, we were entertaining ourselves. Cheryl, I don't know how you do that, but I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall and been able to see what you guys were saying, but it would not let me back in. And I'm so embarrassed that y'all were just going on and going on with, I don't even know if I was frozen. I don't even know what y'all were watching. Can someone tell me what were y'all actually watching? If my phone was completely off, it was dead. What were y'all seeing on your screen? Can anyone tell me what y'all were seeing on your screen? It said it was buffering. It showed me looking down. It showed circles. It was so everyone says something different. I hope it was a black screen, because a black screen would be a whole lot better than me going like, or if I had like a cry for that, because I can make a horrible crying face. So I am so glad it was a black screen. That makes me feel good to know it was a black screen. Okay, good. Whew, hold on. For me, where did it go? Someone says for me, oh no. Cindy, I hope you're just messing with me. Cindy, I think that you're just messing with me. I think that Cindy's just playing around, y'all. Cindy, you're just joking, right? Please tell me you're just joking. Your head down like you were crying. Did I have a double chin? Did I have like all my chin up and all that weird stuff? Oh, no. So someone take a screenshot of those silly faces. No, please don't do that, y'all. Please don't do that. Well, let me go ahead and, yeah, because Jesus is watching, y'all. Save room for Jesus, please. Keep it Christian here, okay? Is what we always say. All right. I love how funny you guys are. You're so darn funny. Okay. Well, is there anything that I can answer for you all in our next few minutes? I don't mind answering some questions if there's something you want to know about or anything that you're curious about. Anything. What happened to the third female ostrich? Says Psych Doc. So we have three big birds. We have Carl, we have Debbie, and we have Tina. When we had to and we did have to rehome Tat. If you remember, we also had Tat, and we had Wanda. So we had reached out to the same folks who have the bird sanctuary, and they're the ones who took Charlie and, oh my gosh, what was that other bird's name? I'm so horrible. Charlie. Can someone help me? Susan. Thank you, God. Guys, I'm losing my mind. I am losing my mind. I can't remember anything these days. So we had reached out to the bird sanctuary, and they're the ones who took Susan and Charlie. And they have an amazing setup, y'all. They're wonderful. They love birds. Like it's kind of like sickening how many birds they have at that place. And they range everything from your basic chickens to your ducks and your geese and your parrots and your peacocks, and they have every bird imaginable. And I kind of think that to them, getting the ostriches was just kind of it completed their puzzle. But a lot of their page is built around those big birds. They love those big birds, and they have a wonderful setup for them. So when we knew that Tat was becoming too aggressive and Tat was starting to put Carl in his place, I know that's hard to believe, we knew that we were not able to keep Tat. And so we reached out to them and says, would you guys have a place for another male? And she said, yes, absolutely. Their plan was to take Tat on over, and they would find a place for him. But this is what happened. And this was where I got soft. Let me go ahead and hide that, remove that comment, because some of y'all can't see. When they showed up to get Tat, we got Tat loaded with no problem. But listen, I don't know why my heart just broke for him, seeing him go off. And I knew that Wanda, and remember, Wanda was always my favorite bird. I have always loved Wanda, friends. I've always loved Wanda. Wanda has always been my favorite bird. Funny and just so, well, yeah, she bit me a lot. I mean, I got a lot of bite, she would sometimes bite my ear a lot. But we knew Tat had to go for different things he was doing. Yeah, Wanda was my pecker. I always says Wanda's my little pecker. But we had to let Tat go. And then whenever they got here to get Tat, my heart just began to feel bad for him, knowing that when they take him over there, he's going to end up being in a pasture by himself unless they can ever find another female. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and send Wanda with him. And I did that. And it was one of the hardest things that I had to do. It broke me. But I'll tell you what, Wanda was happy. Wanda wanted to be in that trailer. She loved Tat. And I'm thinking that she loved Tat more than she loved me. So now she's Tat's big pecker. So it is what it is. Yeah, I sent Wanda for Tat. And that, yeah, Wanda was the one who had the frostbite, and so she was a rescue. Tina is the one with the bad knee, who has the arthritis in one of her knees. So is Roman getting more comfortable with the new stables? Fiona, I can't wait for you to see the video that I posted today on YouTube. And if you watch towards the end of it, you're going to see the most beautiful thing. Roman is absolutely getting into the barn and going into the stables. And, well, I'm sorry. And he's going into the stall section of the stable. Yes, absolutely. I don't really see any other questions. Someone has answered a question for me about the old truck. Yes, Rancher Jake, not my nephew Jake, but a Longhorn Rancher Jake he fell in love with that truck first time he saw it. He's always asked about it, and I did, in fact, when he came to get Sully and those other babies that belonged to him, I said, you know what? If you want to find a way, if you want to buy or pay for a wrecker to come get it, or if you got you a trailer to come get it, then by all means, you can come on and take it. Jamie and I have had over a year to mess around with it. We never found time. And guys, we just don't have that kind of time. I know that those are really neat things for people who can do stuff like that, who want to restore things or just fix things up, or even just if you just did nothing else but get the rust off and paint it or whatever. But we just do not have time for stuff like that. There might come a time in our life when we can do more things, but for now, that was just, it wasn't in the works for us. So it does make a lot more space. We have a lot easier time turning into our pastures. And so, all right, so we're going to go ahead and just answer this real fast. Let me go ahead and find that comment. And where is it? So I'm going to leave you all with this right here. I'm going to leave you all with this right here. Sharon, and by the way, the reason that I repeat things a lot is not because I have something weird going on in my head. It's because that's the teacher in me. I learned as a school teacher that sometimes you need to, well, I mean, obviously repetition is a learning style. And so by repetitiveness, and also you want to repeat things that will kind of highlight points that you're trying to make, kind of like putting things in bold or underlining things. So I will sometimes repeat things twice, not because I'm sick or weird. It's because that's just the teacher in me. And so Sharon says, okay, it's between survivor stables and legacy stables. So I hate to say that Lester is making an executive order, because we, as in all of us, are what make up this page. It would not be anything without you. And I want you always to remember that. And I do appreciate the very kind gentleman, I forgot his name, I have it on my email, who wrote to me and he said, Lester, I would just like to run something past you. He says, I understand that you've already picked out, you know, the side for Voodoo, to recognize and honor all of the things that Voodoo brought to, you know, to the channel and to all of the lives that he's touched, and just what an amazing animal he was. And so to have the Voodoo, you know, lounge, completely get it. And then he said, and he goes, we can't forget about Dixie. Dixie was wonderful. She was a Hurricane Harvey survivor. She did so much, you know, to help, you know, so many folks who struggled with similar issues as what Dixie had. Just what an amazing horse, who we also lost. And so to name another side of the stables as the Dixie Dance Hall, absolutely understandable, and couldn't think of a better name myself. He says, but I kind of have a little bit of an issue, not really an issue, but I have a little bit of a question about why you would name the entire stable Legacy. He says, because this page has always been made up, and all of your animals here have always been, we've all called them survivors, because we're all survivors of something. And he says he would have a lot rather seen us think about that more before we just run off and name it Legacy Stables, because a legacy, you know, in a couple of ways, it could be translated to mean like things that you want to pass on to others, you know, your legacy. It could be like a legendary type something. And so I get it, but I think that he had a really good point with when he suggested survivor stables. And so I talked to Jamie about it, and I mentioned it on the live, I think this morning or yesterday. I forgot exactly when. But friends, I do think that he's right. And in this case, I was wrong. I think that naming it Legacy Stables tries to show something of grandeur that we're not. We're just normal people, and we are survivors. every single one of us are survivors. And a lot of these babies, most of all the ones that'll end up spending time inside those stables in those stalls are also survivors. So I'm going to have to say that in this case over here, even though we really like the idea of legacy, I think that we really need to remember that they're survivors and that we're all survivors. And so I do believe that we're going to go ahead and make sure that the name of the entire stable is going to be called Survivor Stables. So I'm hoping we don't argue and fight over that, because that would be the last thing that we would ever want to do is end a really fun live and a nice conversation, fighting and arguing over something like that. But we are going to call it Survivor Stables. Let me show you all a picture. Let me grab my phone. I'm on my laptop. That's how I'm able to get to all of the channels. A lady sent me something, and I'll show it to you. I took a picture. You see if I can turn sideways. And then all she said is that she likes to draw, and she spends a lot of her time every day drawing. And so what she did was kind of drew out some ideas. And I'm happy to announce that Jamie and I went today to the sign shop here in Livingston, and we did order the signs for the Voodoo Lounge. It's going to be 4 by 8. The size dimensions is 4 by 8. And don't forget that that's a 12-foot wall. So a 4 by 8 will be nice and big. It'll be about to scale as you see it right there. Voodoo Lounge. And we actually included real pictures of Voodoo. And what they'll do is they'll try as hard as they can to actually put sort of a cartoonized Voodoo where it says Voodoo Lounge. And then on the Dixie Dance Hall, we also gave them real pictures of Dixie. And they're going to try to do it very similar to how you see it right over there. Also in a 4 by 8. So they'll be the same size. And then across the top, I talked to Uriel and asked if he could weld something together that says Survivor Stables that'll go across the top. I don't know if you guys were able to see that or not. Turn around. And so that will go across the top. Now, Uriel's machine only does a 24 inches. It can not do anything larger than 24 inches, 2 foot. So what he'll have to do is, I think, do all of the letters individually, and then he'll put some kind of a brace, and he'll put all the letters onto the weld. He'll weld all the letters together that will spell out Survivor Stables. And then the signs will be made. Those will be metallic. And so we will screw those on. We'll have it all mounted together. And I do believe that that will be how it's all going to look when it all is said and done. And I want to thank the sweet lady who took time to do that for us. But Voodoo Lounge will be one side. Dixie Dance Hall will be the other. And then Survivor Stables across the top. All righty. And so I hope that the fact that we changed the name away from Legacy does not upset you all. It just felt right to name it Survivor. So, and I just think I have to go with my gut on this one. So once again, I hate to upset anybody over something so trivial. It's just the name, y'all. It's just the name. But it's the fact of the matter that a lot of these animals here are survivors, and any of the horses or donkeys who ever come over and spend time there, well, most all of them are survivors, and we already know that, and they have amazing stories. Most are rescues. The only one who's not is Beverly. If I'm not mistaken, the only one who's not is Beverly. But I think that Beverly earned her stripes when she was the caretaker for Dixie for the last year of her life. And anyone who's been a caretaker knows that you too are a survivor, because that can't be easy to be the caretaker and watch someone that you love and care about slowly, demise right there in front of you. So, and that's what Beverly had to endure. She was a friend until the very end. So, thank you for being supportive. A lot of folks are being very supportive, and you appreciate the fact that the fellow had the guts to reach out, and in a very positive way, without being a jerk, says, "Hey, just hear me out and think about this for a minute." And I will say that, yes, sir, I agree with you, sir. So, all right. Well, friends, I think that I've had you for a very long time. I don't know what you're doing on a Friday night watching me anyway, but we're very blessed to have the stables completed. Now, everyone knows that the insides will be a work in progress. And what I'm probably going to do is do one side at a time. I'm not going to attempt to do the entire stable at the same time. If you don't know, stalls are very expensive, and you have to do them right. And we want to take our time. So I think that we'll just start, and we'll do at least 2 stalls so we can have something for Rita and Roman. And then over time, we'll just save our money and we'll add 2. So don't expect it to be done overnight. I've already told you guys, you can wait. It's going to be at least a month. I would say at least a month before we even have a chance to even get started on those. But it's okay. At least Rita and Roman have a place to go in out of the weather. They have a place to go inside if it's a strong north wind, or if there's any blowing wind. They have a place to go. My number one concern is I want to get power over there, so that requires an electrician. And then secondly, I want to get running water. And I do believe that running water, we can use Mr. Sam, who's done all of our concrete work. He's pretty much a jack of all trades. He doesn't do electricity, but he can run us water. And there's probably, I'm going to guess, from our nearest water, which is in the horse Coliseum over here, over there is probably about 200 yards of water line. So that will be a job. And then once we get water out there, then we'll eventually figure out a way to run water into each of the different stalls. So we have a really neat plan. We have a vision, but these kind of things take time. They don't happen overnight. So please be patient and let us figure all of that out. Wanda, I'd run the lines deep. I think that I know what Vonda's referring to, and I'm going to play it again.
Water's flowing backwards here.
Vonda?
That's not possible.
Okay, water is back on. Fingers are crossed. Oh, Lordy. How many people are as nervous as I am? I know you are. Let me show you that water's back on. Oh, no. No, that's not a good sign. I told you I don't believe in myself. See, I didn't told you I don't believe in myself. Wait a minute.
How's that happening? The water flows backwards.
Yes, water does flow backwards. Nothing is as I thought it was. Everything is twisted and turned backwards here on this place. I swear, I have no idea about the schematic. At least you have water, says somebody. That's true, Linda. At least we have water. But no, we will make sure that we bury that water line deep, because we don't want to have issues like that. And of course, out on the pasture where we mow, we use the tractor, horses are running around. We do not want to have shallow water line. So I promise you, for those who are saying deeper is better, okay, in the bed, under the sheets. You don't have to even remind me. I already know what you're thinking. I see it. Yes. You started with water. We're ending with water. Absolutely. Friends, I'm going to let you guys go now. It's getting late for you all. Thank you all for watching. It's a beautiful thing to have friends you can come and talk to, hang out with on occasion. And I really enjoy the morning and the afternoon, the start to our day, which what we call our roll call, and then getting our y'all are being nasty. It's okay. I can handle it. I'm a grown man. I'm an adult here, but y'all are being nasty. Some of y'all are being so nasty, but okay. It'll make for some fun reading later. Thank you all for watching. We're blessed to have you. Don't forget that tomorrow is Saturday. We always wait until Cog Hill is done with their live. We don't want to interrupt their time. And normally, yes, keep it Christian, says Jennifer. Y'all keep it Christian, ladies. And then we'll let Cog Hill finish with their live first, and then we'll jump on right behind them. That's usually by 9:30. So I will be back over at the other property where Jamie will join me, and we'll go live tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. That's our time. And then we will, I'll get back over here and fix water pipe at some point tomorrow. So, all right. Well, listen, we love you so much. We're so very blessed to have you. And I want to remind you all that it's because of you guys that make all of this possible. All right. And I'm never going to stop saying that. So you might as well just get used to being a part of my spiel. All right. Thank you so very much. We love you. And now we will end it the same way we started it.
I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend the day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.